class 10. As here you all can see, today's topic that we are going to discuss is the structure of neuron. Neuron, it is also known as the nerve cells. Okay, so the chapter that we are dealing is the nervous system. So in the nervous system, the main important parts of the nervous system that we are going to study there, it is the brain, spinal cord and the nerves. Okay, so the nerves, the brain, spinal cord, all the system, they are made up of special cells, okay, which is known as the nerve cell, or it is also known as neuron. Okay, and today we are going to discuss the structure. Okay, so as you all can see, the neurons, the main function of the neurons is to conduct messages or impulses, okay, throughout a body. So now today we are going to you'll come to know how are those messages transporting from a body, from your brain to different parts of your body, or from your different parts to your brain and the spinal cord. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to discuss it. Today let's discuss the structure. Now, so the neuron or the nerve cell, okay, it has three main parts. Okay, so have a look. What are those? It is the number one, cyton. Okay, cyton, it is also known as pericardium. It is also known as soma, or it is known as cell body. Please do not get confused. Okay, so the first structure, as you all can see, it is the cyton. Then second one is the dendrites, and the third one, it is the axon. So it has three main parts. Now we are going to discuss in detail what is cyton. So just have a look. This is the structure. These are the three main structures of a neuron. Have a look. Okay, so if it is done, now we are going to describe what is cyton. Okay, now, so these are cyton. Now see, cyton is also known as the cell body, soma, or the pericardium. Okay, it has the first portion you can see of the neuron, head-like portion, that is the cyton. Okay, the cell body. It has a large nucleus surrounded by cytoplasm. Okay, in the cytoplasm is also called neuroplasm. Please don't get confused here. Okay, the cytoplasm of the neuron, they are known as neuroplasm also. Okay, it contains the cytoplasm. It contains small granules which are known as nissl granules, and neurofibrils are present there. Then along with that, it contains cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum. There are small filaments, microfilaments, macrofilaments, okay, microtubules are also present in the cytoplasm. Remember that in the cytoplasm there is no centrosome, okay, because you all know centrosome, as we have studied in class 9 and all, the structures of the cell. Centrosome, it initiates cell division, but remember that this neuron, they do not divide, so they have lost the ability to divide. So that is why the cell, they do not have centrosome. Okay, now comes your second one, that is the dendrite. You can see the cyton there, and from the cyton you can see there are very several short thread-like branches, okay, arising from the cyton. They are known as the dendrites. Tree-like structure. Did you see that? Those are the dendrites. Okay, it arises from the cell body, and the main function of this dendrites is to conduct impulses to the cyton. Remember that. Okay, these dendrites, they receive the impulses or the messages from another neuron, and it takes it to the cyton. From the cyton, it goes to the third part, that is the axon now. Okay, so one of the branches, the dendrites, okay, it is elongated form. You can see it forming a tail-like structure. Okay, it grows into a very large tail-like structure. That is known as axon. Okay, and these axon, they are covered by 3 layers. Okay, it is covered by 3 layers. Okay, the outermost, you can see it is the neurolemma. Then the middle layer, it is known as the myelin sheath, and the innermost layer, it is known as exolemma. Okay, and remember that these axolemma and the neurolemma, they are continuous layer, except the myelin sheath, they are broken in between. So there are constriction in between, gaps in between. They are not continuous layer. Okay, so this constrictions, okay, in the myelin sheath, they are known as node of Rhenock. Okay, so it is the gaps in between, no? The axon, they are known as node of Rhenock. Okay, then as you go down, you can see that the axon, it is further branched out. Okay, and at the end of those branches, the axon endings, they are known as, okay, or it is also known as axon terminals. Okay, so you can see a swollen bulb-like structure. Okay, so those are known as axon endings. Okay, and these axon endings, they have small sac-like structure in it. Okay, which stores a chemical substance which is known as acetylcholine. Okay, acetylcholine we can call it. Okay, and it is also the neurotransmitter. They are the neurotransmitter. The impulses are conducted through these neurotransmitters. Okay, so actually when the impulses are received, they are in an electrical form. Here now through the axon terminals, what happens? These electrical impulses are converted into chemical impulses in the form of neurotransmitter, and from there you should remember that these axon endings, okay, these axon, they form a chain like structure. They are joined, no, one behind the other. Okay, so now these axon terminal, they are joined with another neuron there. So the head portion of the neuron and the tail portion of the neuron, 2 different neurons, they are attached. Okay, so the axon terminals with the dendrites, they are attached together. Okay, so there is a gap in between there. That gap, the meeting, the junction, no, junction where the 2 neurons meet, they are known as the synapse. Okay, each neurons are joined with each other, forming a chain-like structure in our body. Okay, so that the joining portion or the junction between 2 neurons, they are known as synapse. Okay, and the space in between, they are known as the synaptic cleft. Okay, and these impulses, okay, passes down through the synaptic cleft and it reaches the next neuron. So that is how it conducts impulses in our body. Okay, so hope you have understood what are these, the structure of the neurons. Please remember that the synapse, I've come across the word synapse here. No, so synapse, it is a point of, if you need to define it in a simple word, you can define synapse as a point of contact between 2 neurons. Okay, so here you came to know that the signals, they travel from one neuron to the another neuron across a junction called the synapse. You can define it as contact, place of contact, or a junction, okay, between 2 neurons. They are known as synapse. Okay, hope you have understood. If you have any doubts related with the structure of neuron, you can contact me.